Hello, my name is Emily Crow from Crochet Creations and welcome to my YouTube channel. On here I like to talk about all things knitting, crochet, yarn, all that jazz. And today I wanted to take you along with me on a little project vlog. I wanted to make something amigurumi. Crochet amigurumi is a technique used to work in the round to make different really cute things. I think it originated in Japan, and what's really cool about this is you can take anything, even food or inanimate objects, and make them look really cute. So I wanted to make something, and recently I was given a book from Pastry Publishing. It's called A Crochet World of Creepy Creatures and Cryptids, and in here there are 40 amigurumi patterns for different creatures, critters, cryptids. Cryptids are like, it's a word for like folklore related creatures. So things like Medusa, Minotaur, Kitsune, things like that. So I'm so excited. I already started looking through the book and kind of picked out the things that I would be interested in making at the moment. And so I'm going to look through, I don't think I said, this book is by Rikki Gustafson, who is the founder of Crocheted by Rikki. I'll make sure to link them down below so you can check them out. They make lots of really cute things, and I thought it would be really awesome to make something from this book. I already took a look and I put post-it notes in the patterns that I was interested in making right now, and I need to go check my yarn stash to see what colors I have available to me. And then based on the colors in my yarn stash, because I really don't want to buy any yarn for this project, I'm going to post on my Instagram so that people can vote on which pattern they want me to work on. So if you have not followed me already, my Instagram is Crochet Creations, and I do all sorts of things over there as well. Lots of more short form type of content and different story polls and just trying to engage with you. That's my favorite part about being on social media and online with YouTube and stuff, and YouTube is just a little bit more limited in the interaction with my followers, so I'd love to see you follow me over there on Instagram. But that's where I'm getting the direction for which project exactly I'm going to make from this based on what I have got. I have done a lot of amigurumi in the past, but not recently. I've definitely fallen in the knitting rabbit hole since I learned to knit last year, and I just want to get back to my roots and do something more amigurumi and something cute. I do have a toddler. Georgia is almost 2, which is crazy. And so it would be really fun to make something that she could enjoy playing with too. So those kind of my considerations for what pattern I'll be interested in making. Something that would be fun for me, something that I can use with just the stash I have, and something that maybe my toddler would enjoy too. So let's take a look at my yarn stash. Okay, so for some reason there's a second closet in my daughter's bedroom, and this is where I have all sorts of craft and office and etc. stuff. It's kind of our random craft stuff. So we're gonna get some yarn and take a look at what we've got. Okay, so thankfully I have my yarn fairly well organized, even though I definitely need to go through and reorganize, reclassify, etc., which is a later project. Since we are moving later on this year in a few months, that'll definitely be something I want to do before we move, so I can kind of declutter that and reorganize. But I know where all of my weight for like worsted acrylic yarn is, and so I can easily pull that out and kind of see what colors I've got, so I can pick a project based on what colors I have. This is like the majority of my worsted weight acrylic stash. So yeah, I've got some tan, I've got some red, blue, a couple different shades of purple. There's all sorts of things in here. Gotta clean it up for sure. I don't think I'll pull out any variegated colors, but I will definitely see what solids I have. All right, this is it. I have like 4 different brown tanny tones. I've got a cream and a white, black, and then quite a few shades of purple, a couple green, blues. I've got like most of the primary colors, but not a lot, honestly, like that I'm feeling for creepy cryptid creatures and whatnot. So we shall see. Let's go take another look at the book and see what may be a good fit color-wise for what I've got. so after looking through the patterns that I already marked off that I was interested in making, there's still quite a few that I can make with the yarn that I've got. Patterns I'm leaning towards: the jackalope, super cute. The minotaur, I actually honestly have enough colors, I could still totally make that, and that would be a really interesting one to make, though I don't know if I have felt for a loincloth. Kitsune is really cute. That was really interesting to learn about that too. I could just make it in one color. The griffin, also cute. These are all cute little creatures and cryptids. I'm thinking the jackalope, the minotaur, the kitsune, and the griffin. So those are my 4 that I'm thinking I will do. I'll put them on my Instagram and take a vote and see what everyone else thinks I should make.
Okay, so it's been a few hours since I posted on my Instagram sharing those 4 options for what I want to make from this book. So as you can see, now at least, the jackalope is ahead with the minotaur coming up close behind. The others are kind of trailing, but we will see. I'm going to give it some time, maybe about half of the day tomorrow, before I decide for sure what I'm going to be making based on what your choices were on Instagram.
All right, we are back, and the poll on Instagram has been completed, and you know what? Minotaur came out on top. It was able to beat out the jackalope, which was the early favorite, and also I think my favorite just because it was so cute, little buddy with antlers. And it would have been pretty simple because there weren't very many color changes, in my opinion. But we're going to do the minotaur, which I think is a really interesting piece with all the different small elements, so I'm excited to do that. We've collected our yarn. I don't have exactly the same colors that the original pattern had. Ta-da! But like I said, I do not want to buy any more yarn for this. I just want to use stash, so it'll be slightly different colors. So for the horns, I'm going to be using, I've got some Loosum Threads Impeccable and white I'm going to use. And then for the main brown color, I'm going to use this tan, a little bit lighter shade. It's all the same ball, but long story, but I was like holding things double and cutting, and I don't know. I've got one skein that got cut up into multiple parts, so it would be really nice to use up some of that so that it's not a bunch of random little balls of yarn in my stash. And then for the metal, like the gauntlets or whatever that he's wearing, the silver metal or whatever, I don't have a silver or a gray, so I'm gonna use this black. I think we'll see how it goes. Maybe, I don't know, I'm like not positive about it because obviously I can make this in whatever colors, and obviously the designer made this in the colors they chose for a reason, so we'll see. It might just be what it is, and I might just have it in black. Who knows? And then for his little feet, you can see they're like his hooves, I guess, are in a darker brown, and so I have this little bit. It'd be nice to break into this. I still will have plenty left, I'm sure, because I only need to use it a little bit. And then I have safety eyes, I have jump rings to make his little nose piercing, which is cute. And then felt. Part of me feels like I have some felt tucked away in like a craft bin, so I'll have to dig into that and see. If not, I can easily get 1 or 2 sheets from the craft store for really cheap, like 30 cents a piece maybe. So I'm not bothered about having to buy a little bit of felt because I know that's a craft thing that I can always use if I don't have any felt, which I just really don't know what's in my old craft stuff anymore. I've just done so much yarn stuff that I don't know what I've got still. So that is the plan. And then one thing, so for this pattern, I did not like how it tells you in materials needed that you need 1 skein of each color, which is clearly not true for the metal gauntlets, for the hooves, for the horns. So I wish that they had been more specific about how much you need, especially because amigurumi is really good for using up scraps and using up those little pieces of yarn rather than buying a whole skein just to use like that much of it. So that's just like a personal thing that I wish they had done a little bit differently within this pattern, but I know that's my view of it. I know that a lot of people would just buy the yarn for this pattern, when they want to make it because they don't necessarily have a bunch of random leftover skeins available. It just depends on the maker, I guess. It says I need a 4mm crochet hook, a G hook, and that's the size I usually use for a amigurumi in worsted weight. Oh, it also says I need like the fiber foam stuff, and I've got plenty of that. You can't buy only a little bit. So let's get started. It says we're going to start with the head and the body. So the head, top down, and then the body starts from the leg. Going bottom up. Then we'll do his little muzzle, the ears, the horns, the arms. Okay, so we'll do top down, bottom up to make his like core, and then we're going to do all the little pieces, the arms, the horns, ears, the muzzle, all that. So like I said, this shouldn't take a super long time because it's a small piece, but we'll see. It's been a while since I've done amigurumi, so let's get started. All right, I've got my materials, my G hook, and this is a regular G, just a 4mm. I know they make a 4.25mm. That's technically a G plus hook, but some places call it a G. I've got scissors for when I finish crocheting, though I don't even know if I'm going to need them tonight because I'm just sitting down to start this. So I might be halfway through the head only. I've also got a cute spooky stitch marker since spooky season is coming. It's a cute little crow on a pumpkin. So I use this to mark the beginning of my round so that when I have enough stitches in my round, like more than like 12 or 18, I don't have to count, to make sure that I have the beginning of the round at the same spot. Let me know down below if you've ever done amigurumi, because it's definitely different. It's like a very specific part of the crochet community, which is so fun. So let me know if you've ever done it before and what things you've made. I'm excited to get back into it. Okay, so my toddler is miraculously taking a nap right now, so I figured I would spend some more time on this little critter. I have the eyeballs in, so cute. I have a whole big stash of safety eyes that I just have had for forever, because you can never buy just like 2 unless they're just at the craft store. If you buy them on Amazon, then you buy like hundreds. So I had what I needed, put my eyes in. Now it's time to decrease for his head. And I don't have my stuffing. That is in George's closet. So I'm gonna have to put this down, and I'm gonna start working on the body, which is starting from the legs up. So we'll get going on that. All right, so stuffing has been acquired from the closet. It is another day, and have I been shaking it? Whoops. And I'm gonna start stuffing this little head and closing it up so I can finish off the head and move back onto the legs and body. So I like to, for amigurumi, pull in little pieces so that I can more easily fit the stuffing in evenly. And then when I put it in the center, and then I push it out to the side. And that way I can make sure that I have a nice firm structure for my amigurumi. and that when there are gaps, they're all in the center, so they're easy to fill, rather than trying to find a random spot on the crown of the head that I just didn't quite get to when I stuffed it. Alright, so I think that George is going to nap, so I'm going to try to do some more work on my Minotaur. It's been a few days, but I think right now I'm ready to do the nose ring, which is fun. If I can find my muzzle. Here it is. I found it. So, in the pattern, it talks about making the ring yourself with some crafting wire, but I do have some jump rings, so I'm going to see if any of them would be a good fit for this muzzle size. Some rings. They look like they're a little bit thicker than the craft wire. We shall see, I guess, how they look. Should I do a silver one? I should do like a gunmetal. I don't know if you can see that. It's like very it's a gunmetal color. I've got like a antique brass, a couple different ones. I think I'm gonna go for this silver. We're gonna put that inside. Yeah. Okay, so it doesn't give any specifics for like how to place it, but looks like there's 3 stitches in between, and the example they use, which actually is kind of a lot. I'm thinking about it. I don't think this would be that big, but would it be worth it to do like just in the middle, or should I go bigger? Let's see. I guess let's see how it ends up looking. There's his little nose ring. Keeps flopping around. So this is the size I was using, but I have this size. Let's try the bigger one. Though I also feel like it keeps flipping up and going straight, which is also not the look. So, is this just the way it's gotta be? Or I have some of these. It's really a lot thinner wire, so maybe I should use this to make a jump ring. It's of like that smaller gauge. Options to try. Okay, so that was not working out. It just was, oh geez, tree trimmers. That was not working out. I just decided to scrap that. I'll use the bigger ring, and I'll just make sure when I stuff the muzzle that I kind of like lay it downwards a little bit, because it looks good sometimes and sometimes it flips up. So I think I just need to be careful with how I stuff it. I think that's what I have to do next. Trim excess wire, blah 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 blah. Nope, not yet, not to assembly. I need to make ears, horns, arms. So all the little pieces is what we're doing now. So I don't know if I've showed you this, so I figured now would be a good time. I'm working the arm, and I need to switch from the main color of the Minotaur to the little armband he has. And so in order to do that, on the very last stitch in this main color, I'm going to start it like normal, insert my hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, but then instead of yarning over and closing off my single crochet, I'm going to add my contrast color of yarn and yarn over with that. Ta-da! So now you'll notice that the actual stitch is all one color, but I am prepared for the next stitch to be entirely in black. Okay, so I've got all my pieces here, and I've got my hot glue gun, my pins for placing everything. I even have some felt, so we are going to assemble this Minotaur. Okay, I have my phone precariously perched. Hopefully it won't move during this thing. But I wanted to close out this video because I have finished my Minotaur. So cute. The nose ring ended up working out really, really well. Once I stuffed it, I think it just is laying flat. And sewing it was not a big deal. I just need to sit down and do it. I think the loincloth is a little bit short, but there's not actually anything down there, so it's fine. The horns are surprisingly curvy despite not being curved. I don't know. I think it worked out really, really well. Definitely not exactly as the pattern is, just with like coloring and stuff, but I think he turned out so, so good. And he's the perfect size for like holding and playing with. My daughter has already claimed him as her own. I think it turned out really well. I am one who really likes to do things exactly as the pattern's written, and so it does bother me that I didn't have gray to do his little like bracelet thingies, but it is what it is. I think he turned out really, really nice, and it makes me want to do more amigurumi because I really haven't in a while. As far as this book, I think this is a really great resource. 40 patterns in one book. I think that's amazing. And there's so many cute little critters. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure what I'm going to make next. Maybe the jackalope for my daughter. I think she would really like that. I think that this would be something great to have this time of year. Make something spooky, something creepy. Maybe, since there are so many options to choose from, and I think that would be really cool. Thank you to Page Street Publishing for giving me this book. I did not have a commitment to make a YouTube video about it, but I definitely wanted to share with you the process of like making this little project vlog. I think it is so cute. I'm so glad that I took the time to do this because it's not something I would do normally, and it's gotten me interested in doing some more amigurumi. So cute. I definitely have things on my list that I want to make my daughter, so I just need to get on it and make it a part of what I do again, since I do really enjoy it. If you've made anything amigurumi style recently, then let me know down below. I do love making cute little toy things, not just for my daughter, but also for me. Let me know if you have any really fun patterns or designers for crochet amigurumi that you really love, and even for like knitting toys too. I know that there's some designers that do like knit toys that are so, so cute, and I would love to make some more cute things like that. Thanks for following me along as I showed you the process of making this amigurumi Minotaur by Crocheted by Rikki from their new book. Until next time, happy making. Bye.